Starting from this session, we're going to get into the details of the Excel model I built from scratch. We will just have a very high-level overview of the dashboard and the data and the structure of Excel model. In the Fund Accounting and Reporting Workbook Excel file, we'll have our dashboard tab. So these are just some visuals to show the financial status and the KPIs of the fund. And all the data here come from the data tab. And then data here come from the tabs in the four groups here. I personally don't like hard code data, so I always refer back to the original data sheet. We will focus on the original raw data input in this business plan and the budget tab, and then we will move to the journal entries and the reconciliations and the financials later. We have a hypothetical fund. We can add more visuals down below. Right now, I simplified the transactions just to walk through the basic concept and the calculations. For example, the balance sheet. My main focus is in the equity part. In each quarter, we have the asset, liability, and equity bars here. We don't have a lot of liabilities because many of these transactions are equity transactions. And then we have our quarterly income statement. We have very regular interest income, dividend income, management fees, and professional fees each quarter. In Q4, we set up some dispositions. That's why we have net realized gains here. And we did some annual valuation for our investment, and the net realized gains are booked here. And this is a breakout for the quarterly income expenses. It reflects data on this income statement. This is just a more detailed breakout to see how the expenses change in each quarter. And this is just the AUM to show what this monthly asset under management look like. And then we do have a portfolio cash flow here. The way we set up this fund is we are going to have some investment in the first few months lined up. And then later in this year, we did some dispositions. So in real life, the holding period is much longer. The goal of this course is just to walk you through the basic concept and build a simplified foundation model. So I try to have all the basic transactions within a year to show what a typical fund accounting and reporting model look like. This scatter chart just to show the returns among the four investment. We have set the investment period 5 years, and then we have the investment returns here. So this AI tech company has the shortest holding period but the highest return. So this laundromat has the longest holding period, and the return it's similar to the e-commerce equity. This kind of scatter helps the investment managers to analyze investment versus duration versus returns and help their strategic decisions. We will walk through these details of the data when we come to each tab. One thing I want to clarify is in real life, we don't put a model into Excel. Normally, fund has multiple ERP systems. They may have some system like Investment to book other entries, may have eFront to report the portfolio level data, or may have some other systems to do different type of functions. The reason I'm using Excel to do this model is because I believe this is the easiest way for people to understand. When we lay out the entire structure of the model, details into different tabs, I personally feel it's just like building a house and show you what each room look like. The good thing of Excel is they have all these formulas to show the details and the reference and the calculations. This helps us to easily understand the entire flow and to understand how the data is related to each other and how to flow to next steps. This is our foundational model designed to illustrate the core concept using simplified data for 1 year period. Once you grasp this model, you will find it's easier to follow our next iteration. Our next model will be built on the Power Platform to mimic real-world fund operations, similar to how fund accountings and reportings are integrated into ERP system. We will expand our model to cover a 10-year period and utilize the following Power Platform tools. We will use Power Apps as the user interface to input entries. We will use SharePoint or Dataverse to store our entries. And we will have Power Automate to automate operations. For instance, you will have the option to automate booking or rolling forward entries if they meet certain criteria. These criteria will be defined by users within the workflows. And we will use Power BI to visualize our fund data and insight. If you're unsure about what the Power Platform solutions might look like, please refer to the task list automation tool I created. I will include a link in the description. This tool features a UI for inputting and managing tasks using Power Platform tools. So let's just focus on this Excel model to understand the concept and the basic calculations and move to a more sophisticated and automated model in the near future.